Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Drive Time with Steven. It's actually Park Time with Steven, but semantics. Anyways, on this episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, which are probably going to be running mates. It's kind of lining up. It looks like there's a rumor in the mill that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be on the same ticket. The newest thing they want to give away, because see, this is what the left and the progressives are doing right now. With a 22-member lineup, you have to separate yourself from the other crazies in the group. So you have to signal your virtue louder than the next. So what they've been coming up with, from reparations to complete and total free healthcare to illegals voting, to taking away all the guns, you name it. They try to outdo each other on the crazy scale. On the lacking common sense crazy scale. They just have been trying to outdo themselves, and they've been doing a fantastic job at it. Well, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden now say that we should give free medical to all illegal, undocumented people in America. It shouldn't matter who they are, where they are. We need to care about them. Let me show you my virtue. They should have free medical too. Well, here's a shocker for you. Any illegal alien that's here, any undocumented worker that's here, any undocumented person that's here, if there's an emergency and they go to an emergency room, they are already required you cannot refuse care to someone in need. Doesn't matter if they're legal or not. So what you don't understand right now is that if someone's bleeding out, or someone cut their finger off, or someone has a terrible emergency, or even a really bad cold, and they go into the emergency room and they're illegal and they have no insurance and they have nothing to prove anything, but they have a heartbeat, they are going to receive care. That's the way it already is here in America. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and I'm sure all the rest of the crazy loons want to actually come out and say we should give free health care to and build clinics around the country where undocumented migrants, illegal aliens, so on and so forth, they should be able to receive free health care. Along with, as Kamala Harris pointed out, free, absolute and total free education. But here's the thing, talking about the education thing, then it sounds so sweet and pure and nice and caring when Kamala Harris touches on this, right, and says this. But here's the thing, that they should receive the free education. Do you really think any of the politicians, any one of them, any of the elites, any of these progressive virtue signaling identitarians, identity politics, social justice warriors, any of these people send their kids to public schools? Do you think any of them do? No, they don't. They send them to private schools. All of them are in private schools. So they can preach to the hilltops how we should give a free education to anybody and everybody, and it's their human right, even if they're here illegally. We need to do that. Meanwhile, they don't put their money where their mouth is. Meanwhile, they don't have their own kids in public schools. And if they're in a public school, they are in one of the higher end, uppity public schools that have all of the, all the amenities. They're not going to your average run-of-the-mill, everyday, average day Joe type public school, right? There's no way. They don't do it. So it's very easy for them to say that they should receive public health care or public education, because they're not the ones, their kids aren't the ones dealing with how that takes away from the other kids that are here legally, the other citizens that are here that are trying to get a good education, how it waters down the pool and how it makes it very difficult for a good education to be given. So, having said all that, these kind of policies are simply to, like I said before, signal the virtue from the left and try to outdo the next when it comes to who's the most caring. This is something that we need to be aware of. This is something we need to not tolerate, and that doesn't make us unempathetic people. It actually, in a common sense world, when you look at it logically, makes us very empathetic, because the people are here, the people that are here legally, the people that are paying taxes, the people that call this their country and identify with the U.S. as their country, that learn the language, that become a functioning part of society, those are the first ones you need to care about. Those are the first ones that need to have the right education. Those are the first ones that need to be having a good healthcare system. And here's the other thing with socialized healthcare and medicine, that the left just wants to make say it's a universal human right and everybody should have it and the government should pay for it. The people that preach that are the ones paying for the highest paid doctors, are the ones going to the highest paid clinics. And I guarantee you, I promise you, they are not, when social medicine kicks in, if it was to kick in, they would not be the ones going into your hospital on the corner and getting service there. they would be going to the high-end clinics. They would be going to the private clinics. Because I don't believe all clinics are going to be made and forced to use the socialized medicine in healthcare. There's going to be private companies that say, nope, we are whatever they want to label themselves, and they are going to be private money, basically. It's going to be a private company that says, no, we don't take Medicare for all, Medicaid for all. We don't take, the socialized medical benefits. You have to pay for your benefits here. That's what's going to happen. And those people will use those. They preach to us that we should care, and we should be understanding, and we should be empathetic, and we should understand everyone needs health care. Again, everyone has health care. There's nobody in America that if they have an emergency can't get help for it. Socialized healthcare won't work. We have 60 million if you include the VA with Medicaid and Medicare for all on it in America. 60 million. We have 325 million people in America, and that number is suspected to grow close to 400 million in the next 10 to 20 years. And then you take into account all the illegal aliens coming across the border. There's no way it works. There's no way in a real world it works. I'm sorry to tell you that. It just won't work. So we need to have some common sense on this, and we need to raise our voices, and we need to get out to the polls, man. 2020, we can't let one of these progressives in. They will absolutely flush our country down the toilet, and it's a scary thought because they have no common sense. They have no real logic. They are not rational. They simply are running, and they don't mean what they say. They're simply running on the emotion of the people and trying to say the most crazy thing to get the votes. So if you agree with what I'm trying to say here, please subscribe and like the channel, like the video, and give me a thumbs up, and give me a comment below with your thoughts. If you don't like it, I don't care. Don't listen. And until next time, without fear or animus, it's SJG Perspective. Please follow me on minds.com, SJG Perspective. Please follow me and give me your email address, sjgperspective@gmail.com, or go to my About page and hit my emailing list. I need to get as many contacts as I can transferred away from YouTube as a backup, because I never know when the YouTube gods are going to shut it down. So until next time, I appreciate it, guys. It's SJG Perspective. We'll talk to you later. Bye.